Hi, it's Miss Marcia, and I brought this little pumpkin today to help tell a story. We're going to use the pumpkin to show us what it looks like to be a Christian. Well, yesterday I went to the store and I found this little pumpkin. There were so many pumpkins of all different sizes. Some were big pumpkins, little pumpkins, round pumpkins, tall pumpkins. And they all looked different, but they were all pumpkins. You know that Christians come in all different sizes and shapes too. But we all can be Christians no matter how big or how small we are. Well, when you want to make a pumpkin into a jack-o'-lantern, first you want to make sure that it's nice and clean. This pumpkin was kind of dirty, and so when I took it home, I washed it all off. I was very careful with it because I knew it was going to be used for something very special. You know, no matter how imperfect we are, God can use us too. God knows that we are very special and we can do some very important things for Jesus. Before we can turn this pumpkin into a jack-o'-lantern, then the next thing we need to do is open it. So sometimes we open by taking off the top. You can also take off the bottom. It doesn't matter, but the pumpkin needs to be open and available and ready to be made into a jack-o'-lantern. Just like we need to be ready for God to use us to do God's work. We need to have our hearts open and be ready to do whatever God asks us to do. Well, then we have to scoop out all the yucky stuff that's inside the pumpkin that gets in the way of shining a light. I already scooped out the seeds and all the pulp. I just brought it with me to show you how much there was in this little pumpkin. And before we can do God's work, we need to get rid of all the yucky stuff that's in our hearts, like anger and jealousy and selfishness. All the things that get in the way of shining God's love, they need to go. So when we're open, we've cleaned out all the yucky stuff from in our hearts. Then we think about what our face looks like. We know a Christian needs eyes to see other people and what they need. A Christian needs a mouth that speaks the truth and can tell people about God's love. And then the most fun part. The jack-o'-lantern is most fun and most useful when it has a light in it. It might be a candle, it might be a little flashlight, something that shines a light. And when we're a Christian, the light of Jesus shines from deep inside us. That light comes from inside our hearts and just lets the whole world know that we love God. And so a Christian, like a pumpkin, can be in lots of different sizes and shapes. A Christian, no matter where we've been, we can be used by God. But we have to get rid of all the things that get in the way of shining Jesus' light. And then we use our eyes to see, our mouths to speak the truth, and we let everyone know that the light of Jesus is in us and with them. That's what it looks like to shine God's light. I hope you have a wonderful, fun, and safe week, and I'll see you on Sunday.